Welcome to the Business Education Centre, where we teach professional entrepreneurs, such as doctors, dentists, lawyers, accountants, consultants and retailers, how to achieve their mission for increased margin. In this video, I'm going to show you a quick 3-step formula that successful retailers use to increase their sales and profit. Okay, why should you watch this video and listen to what I'm about to teach you? Why is it important that you learn how to increase your store sales? There are 2 reasons every retailer needs to watch this video and listen to what I'm about to teach. The first reason is this: if you do not learn what I'm about to teach you, you will not succeed in your retail business, period. And what does failure mean for you and your family? It means you will not be able to achieve the level of success you desire. You will continue to live from hand to mouth, sitting in your store for 10 to 12 hours a day, and at the end of the week, not having enough money to restock your store, take a holiday, buy presents for your spouse and kids, or have the money to send your kids to university. But the main reason you need to listen to me is this: the retail environment is rapidly changing. New technologies and the internet have completely changed consumer buying behavior. Entire retail categories are on the brink of extinction. Many books and entertainment retailers will cease to exist in the next few years. Many other retail categories will also cease to exist, or will cease to exist the way we know them. The scary news is, it could be your retail category. In the last few years, we have witnessed the disappearance of the UK high street. In town after town, many high streets have become ghost towns, as thousands of independent retailers close shop. It is not because people were not buying, people were still buying. Recession be damned, people will still eat. They will still wear clothes. The only difference is people's buying behaviour has changed. We now live in a new retail environment. In this new retail environment, old ways of running a retail store will no longer suffice. According to the Centre for Retail Research, online shopping is expected to reach $212 billion in Europe by 2014 and $306 billion in the US by 2014. This means a whole lot of people are going to be doing their shopping from home. This is why it's very important you pay your undivided attention to what I'm about to teach you. Because if you learn what I'm about to teach you, you'll be able to achieve your goals no matter what the changes taking place in the retail industry. But if you do not learn what I'm about to teach, your store will end up with one of those dreaded signs. This is the main reason why you also want to get your hands on our How to Increase Retail Sales with Store Design, Visual Merchandise Display and Loss Prevention Home Study by pressing the Order Now button at the bottom of this video. The How to Increase Retail Sales with Store Design, Visual Merchandise Display and Loss Prevention Home Study course outlines a step-by-step process for increasing your store sales with the effective use of your store design and visual merchandise display. It focuses on 4 retail fundamentals: how to attract customers, how to retain them for longer in the store, how to persuade them to buy, how to ensure they return again and again to your store. Those 4 pillars for retail success form the core of the How to Increase Retail Sales with Store Design, Virtual Merchandise Display and Loss Prevention Home Study course. Even if you decide not to buy the home study course, this video will give you enough information to start the process of increasing your store sales. I promise you this is not a sales video. This video contains pure content that will answer the question, why is it important that you increase your store sales and how to go about that process? Okay, imagine this scenario. What if your retail store was jam-packed to capacity every single day of the week? Imagine this scenario. What if you could increase your store sales by 18.7% without spending a single red penny on marketing? Imagine this scenario. What if you could reduce your store shrinkage by 84% in less than 120 days? Imagine this scenario. What if you could have customers flock into your store because of your beautiful store design and attractive visual merchandise display? Imagine this scenario. What if you could have a shoplifting and employee theft-free retail store? Sounds like a stretch? I used to think so too, until I saw it happen to many of my clients. You see, a few years ago I used to work as a store detective for Marks & Spencer's. For anyone watching this video who might not know this, Marks & Spencer's is one of the biggest department stores in the UK. As a store detective, I worked at different stores every few days to avoid being recognised by shoplifters. One day when I arrived for work in one of the stores, while being briefed by the person I was to take over from, a couple walked into the store, headed straight for the coat rack. The female took one of the coats, tried it on, and confidently walked past us. By the time we realised what was going on and tried to react, it was too late. They jumped into a waiting getaway vehicle and sped off. I was shocked. I could not believe what I had just witnessed. I thought to myself, how can someone do such a thing in broad daylight? But the answer was simple. They were able to get away with it because the coat was displayed right next to the entrance. It was a £900 coat. In one of the stores, Marks & Spencer was sharing the toilet facilities with Sainsbury's. So what shoplifters did was steal from Marks & Spencer, head towards the toilet, pass through Sainsbury's and escape. And they did the same with Sainsbury's. They steal from Sainsbury's, pass through Marks & Spencer and escape. If we noticed and stopped them, they'd just claim they're going to the toilet. Technically they were right, so we could not arrest them. Once in a while we got lucky. The really dumb ones will steal from us, then while passing through Sainsbury's, decide to steal from there, and in the process get caught. We did everything within our powers to get top management to come to grips with the fact that a large percentage of shrinkage in the stores was preventable. I'll argue that 84% of our shrinkage at Marks & Spencer was preventable. As a retail consultant, I have proved this hypothesis many times with my clients. I have continuously demonstrated to them that 84% of their shrinkage is preventable. The explanation the store managers gave for placing £900 coats at the entrance of the store was they wanted to increase sales. Well, this explanation puzzled me. I couldn't understand why the store managers were enduring thousands of pounds worth of losses, all in the name of increasing sales. I remember having a conversation with a store manager in London Coney. Picture this, right? The store in London Coney is literally in the middle of nowhere. The store had 3 entrances. Most of the times there are only 2 security officers plus me. There are times when I was the only security personnel in the store. And in this store, high-priced ticket items were placed right next to the entrance. On many occasions, shoplifters will drive close to the entrance, dash into the store, grab as much goods as they can and jump into a waiting vehicle. In my conversation with the store manager, I informed him that the locations of products made them vulnerable to theft. He responded that he did not make merchandising decisions. It came from head office. Why don't you inform your head office about the losses the store is incurring because of the merchandising decisions? I asked him. His response was the guys at the head office were professionals who knew about increasing sales more than I did. Although at the time I did not have the answers, I knew they were wrong. There had to be a better way of increasing sales. I must admit, at the time I did not know anything about increasing retail sales. However, I knew instinctively they were wrong. Stupid. I knew placing £900 coats at the entrance of a store with no security in the name of increasing sales was criminally stupid. And to add insult to injury, at the time Marks & Spencer did not even have EAS alarm at their entrances. But I had no means of proving my hypothesis at the time. So when I went into retail consulting, even though I was a loss prevention consultant, my entire focus was to answer the question, is it possible to increase retail sales without increasing shrinkage? After many years of training and consulting some of the most successful retailers in the world, I can say without a single shred of doubt that it is indeed possible to increase retail sales without increasing retail shrinkage. The obvious questions that will go through your mind right now is how? How do you increase retail sales without increasing retail shrinkage? It can be done when you have a trio of good store design, an attractive visual merchandise display, and effective loss prevention strategy. For the majority of retailers, store design means hiring a handful of builders or carpenters to knock together a few shelves. However, a beautiful store design is more than just shelves. In the same token, visual merchandising display is not just about placing merchandise on the store floor. Good store design and attractive visual merchandising display are first and foremost about a single word that every retailer knows. It is a word that is misunderstood by the majority of struggling retailers. A word that all successful retailers utilize very well. That word is conversion. Conversion is simply the ability to get someone to take out their wallet and give you money for the merchandise. Conversion in retail is 3 things. First, it is the ability to get someone to enter your store because of your store design and visual merchandise display that caught their attention as they walk past your store. Secondly, the ability to retain them for long in the store, again which depends upon your store design and visual display. For example, your store colour, your use of store space that facilitates easy flow and easy access to merchandise. Thirdly, your ability to persuade them to buy using contextual display, good lighting systems and creative display. When someone enters your retail store and you ask them, can I help you? What's the usual response? No thanks, I'm just browsing. The reality is, a large percentage of those people entered your store because something about the store caught their attention. Naturally, people don't like to be sold, but they like to buy. Therefore, the moment they are asked, can I help? Their natural instinct is if they said yes, they're going to be sold something they might not want to buy. which is one of the reasons why the How to Increase Retail Sales with Store Design and Visual Merchandise Display and Loss Prevention system was created to help retailers like you overcome those types of buying resistance. Many retailers are making a serious mistake of underestimating the difficulty of getting shoppers to part with their hard-earned money. Online retailers such as Amazon, eBay or iTunes have entire departments of hundreds of staff whose only job is to focus on their conversion process. They have their staff analysing the activities of each and every customer to their sites. You might think to yourself, but it's easy for them to do that online. We can't do the same thing in our retail stores. I'm telling you, there are formulae for conducting Amazon-like analysis in your retail store in order to understand your customers' buying habits. In the How to Increase Retail Sales with Store Design, Visual Merchandise Display, and Loss Prevention Home Study course, I'll walk you through a step-by-step process for monitoring and analysing the activities of customers in your store, so you can tweak your store design, visual merchandise display, and above all, your selling process to better appeal to them and increase your conversion rate. Okay, just think for a moment how different a conversion outcome Victoria's Secret will have if when a woman enters any of their stores, instead of the staff asking, "Can I help you?" they ask, "You looking for something for a special evening? Would you like me to show you the best lingerie for someone of your age, shape, skin colour and look?" And the store assistant proceeds to explain to the woman the different types of lingerie that will look nice on her. Why a certain type of bra shapes her breasts and cleavage better. How a particular type of underwear enhances her shape. Do you think after going through that exercise with 10 customers, they will not be able to close at least 5 out of every 10 customers they interact with? There are various other ways brick and mortar retailers can apply online conversion strategies to their offline business. Those strategies form part of the How to Increase Retail Sales with Store Design, Visual Merchandise Display and Loss Prevention Home Study course. Click on the Order Now button and order your copy now. Okay, last week I attended the Retail Business Technology Expo in Earls Court, London. Even for I, a professional, I struggled to understand the benefits of many of the conversion technologies that were on display. I can imagine how difficult it will be for a layperson to understand them. So as a part of the How to Increase Retail Sales with Store Design, Visual Merchandise Display and Loss Prevention Home Study course, I have dissected the best in-store conversion technologies, providing you the pros and cons of each one in order to enable you to make the right decision for your store. If you're watching this video and you're not attracting customers to your store and you're not increasing your store sales, it probably has nothing to do with what you believe the store problem is. The reason shoppers are not coming to your store has nothing to do with online shopping, your location or bad luck. It most likely has to do with your store design, visual merchandise display and loss prevention strategy. The How to Increase Retail Sales through Store Design and Visual Merchandise Display and Loss Prevention training system was specifically designed to teach retailers like you the art and science of designing a beautiful store, creating an attractive visual display, and implementing an effective loss prevention strategy in your store. The art and science of designing a beautiful retail store and creating an attractive visual merchandise display is about understanding one simple but fundamental truth. That truth is, human nature is the only constant. What do I mean by human nature is the only constant? What I mean is this. Human nature has not changed since the days of Caesar. We all buy emotionally, but justify our decision logically. That's a simple truth. And it's a simple truth that Amazon, eBay, iTunes and the successful retailers understand, which struggling retailers do not understand. Every single human being, whether it is the President of the United States, the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, or the ordinary Joe the plumber, they all do things for 3 reasons and 3 reasons alone. Sex, status, and survival. Do you have a problem believing this theory? Let me ask you this question. Which newspaper has the highest circulation of any English newspaper in the world? Like a few minutes to guess? It's The Sun. British tabloid The Sun has the highest circulation of any English newspaper in the world. Cosmopolitan magazine, the highest circulated English language women's magazine. 9 out of 10 of the times it has a headline and article that has something to do with sex. You might be thinking to yourself that the only woman who reads Cosmo are dark blondes with no brain. Well, you might be very shocked to discover that it is women like German Chancellor Angela Merkel and Michelle Obama who subscribe to Cosmo. In the final analysis, we are humans, we all crave similar things. Check out these Cosmo titles. Picture Angela Merkel passing through a newsstand and sees a headline that heads, "His #1 sex wish." Don't you think she'll want to read that article to try on Mr. Merkel that night? This is not to pick on the German Chancellor, it's just to make a point. And that point is, all of us humans have our secret fantasies that we might not even dare to share. And it is based upon those secret fantasies that we make our buying decisions. And all of our secret fantasies are related to 3 things and 3 things only: sex, status, and survival. When you understand these facts, it becomes easy to design your store and create your visual display, and create it in a manner that appeals to your target market. Every other retail training on either store design or visual merchandise display focuses on these techniques. There is no way you will get the technique right if you do not understand the human psychology behind the process. The How to Increase Retail Sales with Store Design, Visual Display and Loss Prevention Home Study course is the only retail training course that focuses on both the psychology and technique of store design and visual merchandise display. You will discover strategies for infusing human emotions into your store design and visual merchandise display. You will learn how to design a beautiful store that attracts shoppers as they walk past it. How to create an attractive visual merchandise display that tells the story of your brand and speaks to your target market. How to create an effective loss prevention system that reduces your shrinkage by 84% in less than 120 days. The best retail store marketing strategies that create stampedes in your store each week. Social media marketing for retail stores. How to use your website to generate footfall. How to effectively navigate the changing retail environment. The entire home study course focuses on 4 aspects for increasing retail sales. How to attract customers to your store. How to retain them for long in your store. How to persuade them to buy. How to instigate repeat visits and keep them as customers for life. Module 1 covers the psychology of a beautiful store design, how to increase retail sales with attractive store design, how to increase retail sales with brand image selling, how to design a retail store for increased customer flow, how to choose your store color and layout, the best retail store lighting system, how to wow customers with creative storefront design, how to choose the right materials for store design, how to design a profitably retail store, the best store design technologies, and the best store design technologies. Module 2 covers the psychology of visual merchandising display, how to use visual merchandising to increase sales, challenges facing visual merchandisers, how to burst the price myth with creative merchandise display, the best merchandise display strategy, how to maximize display space allocation with creative display, the benefits of planogram software. Module 3 covers how to prevent shoplifting, how to prevent employee theft, how to minimize retail employee error, how to create a receiving process, the most effective retail loss prevention technologies, how to create a culture of loss prevention. I know you might have attended lots of different retail training, read books, and maybe bought other training and home study courses. Those training, books and courses might not have delivered the promised results. So naturally you might want to know how to increase retail sale with store design, visual display and loss prevention different from any other retail home study course. For a start, it is the only retail training system to ever combine store design, visual merchandise display and loss prevention. Secondly, it was created specifically for the small to medium-sized retailer who cannot afford to employ visual merchandisers, hire a merchandising agency. And thirdly, it is the only retail training to ever combine the physical, logical and emotional into the process of increasing retail sales. What other retail training and books miss is the human animal is a simply complex being. Without a proper understanding of the simple complexity of the human animal, it is difficult to serve them. You cannot attract customers into your store or persuade them to buy your merchandise if you do not understand their thought process. It's that simple. Who am I and why should you listen to me? I am the author of 21 books, including the best-selling book, How to Increase Retail Sales with Store Design and Visual Merchandise Display, How to Make Profit in Retail, Store Design Blueprint, Visual Merchandise Display, 84% the most effective retail profit strategies, and 8 other retail books. I have also written books in other business genres, as diverse as dentistry, accounting, law, and private medical practice. However, what I really bring to the table is practical experience. I am not a college professor, which seems to be the origins of many other retail consultants. Neither am I a recovering retailer. I've worked in the retail industry, the security industry, trained and consulted many of the most successful retailers in the world. I bring 2 things to the table that probably no other retail consultant and trainer has in the UK: practical experience, as a result of working, training and consulting the best retailers in the world. And I'm a business consultant to other industries. As a result, I'm able to deal with the subject matter from different angles. However, the most valuable thing you will learn from me is my marketing expertise. I was trained by a few of the best marketing and business coaches in the world. My theories are based upon proven marketing and sales strategies, and they've been tried, tested and implemented by the best marketing experts in the world. My retail strategies are those applied by the most successful retailers, and that's why they're successful. So click on the Order Now button to order your copy now. Have you ever wondered why shoppers pass by your store and go to your competitors? Why are some retailers able to sell the same made in China products 10 times the price it is sold for in your store? You were taught in retail training that the price of a product is determined by the cost of bringing that product to the market. It's a lie. The price of a product is not determined by the cost of bringing that product to the marketplace. The price of a product is determined by who is buying and how it is sold to them. Rolex watches do not tell time better than other watches. Neither is it costlier to bring a Rolex watch into the market than other watches. Yet the cheapest Rolex costs more than 100 times the price of its nearest competitor. Why? Because of who it is sold to and how it is sold. Would you like to learn how to design your store to attract truckloads of shoppers? Would you like to learn how to create an attractive visual merchandise display? Would you like to learn how to reduce your shrinkage by 84% in less than 120 days? If your answer to any of the above questions is yes, click the buttons below and order your book now, so you can increase your store sales and increase your store profit margin. When I was conducting research for my books, I visited Harrods. I've heard a lot about Harrods but had not actually visited them. Now you can imagine my anticipation and apprehension of visiting one of the most famous retail stores, where royalty, Hollywood A-list stars and who is who from around the world go shopping. In my mind, everything in Harrods was made of gold. I even bought a special outfit for the occasion to ensure I was in sync with the royalty and A-list stars. I was hoping I could catch a glimpse of Roman Abramovich and some of his billionaire friends, or some Saudi prince. However, instead of some Russian oligarch or Middle Eastern sheikh, what caught my attention was a bus. I had bought the identical bus for my son from Mazda. It was the same bus in the same packaging. An odd question popped into my mind when I noticed that bus. Why is it that the same bus in the same packaging, probably made in the same factory in China by the same people, is being sold in Harrods for almost 3 times the price it was sold for in Asda? Asda sells toy bus. Harrods sells classy toy bus. Even if it's made in the same factory in China, that's the answer. There is a difference. That distinction is what you are going to be learning when you invest in the how to increase retail sales with store design, visual merchandising display and loss prevention. What shoppers buy from Harrods is not their crappy made in China merchandise, but the experience they get from the process of buying. They pay for the beautiful store design, the attractive visual merchandise display and the exceptional customer service they receive from the sales assistants. My ultimate goal is that at the end of your experience with this home study course, you will be able to create a Harrods-like experience in your store. These are a few of the reviews of my books on Amazon and Smashwords. The above reviews and the dozens of other reviews about my books cannot be wrong. Click on the order button and learn how to increase your store sales now. As a token of appreciation if you invest in my training, when you place your order right now, I'll provide you with a free hour of consultation with me personally. During the consultation, you'll be free to ask any question and discuss anything you'd like to discuss. Remember, no margin, no mission. Click on the button below to order your copy now and book your free hour-long consultation with me. Listen to what my clients have to say about me.
I think it's been an excellent class. I think the preparation was pretty good, and thank Romeo so much, and Amy, and of course we learned a lot from you, Matthew. I think in terms of learning on day one, the major learning was the whole package in terms of knowing what's happening in the world, what's happening in Tesco, and where I fall short of what I've been doing is to build awareness, as I've already said before. So this is where I want to take back. The second is getting the right people in the team involved. You know, before coming here, I thought the most important thing is filling the positions with the number of people who can go and do a certain investigation or to go and help a store. But today I realize that's not the best approach. We need to be more selective about who we put in. A lot of the numbers that I've got are good benchmarks, even though they are, you know, we seem to be doing better. But it still shows that there are areas to improve. But at least it lets us know where we are and that, you know, where we can go from here. the most important thing is that if we want to be anywhere close to the world, or, even halfway where we are right now, I mean, there's a certain amount of money that needs to be invested. But I think besides this, there are things that we can implement back home that we can reach where we need to be. It's a question of maybe working as a team together, and this is where we need probably Afendi and actually Simon, we work together, but maybe we need more management buy-in, commitment.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to have more some kind of forums where you get not too many people, maybe 10 store managers from one region. Get them together and start debriefing. Small workshops.
Pilot in one region first, I think.
Put in a region, get everyone's buy-in, and because we can't achieve it. If you expect Simon and me to do it, no way. I mean, so I think this is the learning out of Matthews. A lot of the numbers and the ways in which they carry on. I mean, they have meetings every day.
Yeah.
They are meeting. They have a stock take almost. Okay, because of the system, they can do it daily. But for example, for produce, you can do it on a weekly basis. HBA, you can do it on a weekly basis. Meat, you can do it on a weekly basis. So it's something we can implement. It's not out of control.
Yeah.
So I think these are the major learnings, and I think I go back much more knowledgeable than when I came here. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
What we have, new things that it is a new learning to us, and training was excellent. Thanks for the big efforts from both you and Amy, and we do apologize for her that you kept her standing the whole.
He's doing the standard.
The presence of Matthew, in fact, it added very big value to us, and we learned a lot of things that we are not implementing. But as Gary said, the system is helping them to implement a lot of things that we cannot do. But we promise that in the five coming years, we come back and hopefully we transfer what we learn here to Jeddah and also Saudi Arabia, and we get the improvement we look for.
Really, I can see that, talking to you a couple of times, the seriousness you have in you, to really help us to understand loss and prevention. We really appreciate that, and the emails that you receive, that you need to read a lot of, of your write-up, about loss prevention. I think what you are trying to do is to make us understand what is loss and prevention all about. So that's one thing that I like about you. You try to help us and you try to understand. Because another thing that I like about you, that you send emails that I'm willing to come to Saudi, to look at your
maybe one day Banda hires him as a loss prevention.
Yeah, it might be that. So I like that.
But I like very much being very patient with us.
Yes, especially with you. So the things that that's what I like about you, that you follow up, and you offer your services, say that on your own expenses, so that you can see that how serious you are, to go and help companies to understand loss prevention, right? So and then the things that even though on Saturday and Sunday it's not quality, odd hours, you still reply to us. So that's something that you have done great. I think you need to carry on with that. Yeah. And in terms of the training yesterday, so we learned a few things. Like what I like, that when we ask you questions about the receiving, high value items, so you give us good suggestions, saying that the supervisor or the managers need to be accounted for that. They are the ones who are holding the keys, of the storage, not the receiving or the associate. So that's something that we can go back and apply that, right? So there is a quick win. Say that we want to go back and we can do this. Yeah. So and then I think what is it? And your, you know, when we ask you to bring subject matter expert, you know, like, you know, someone from Tesco, you really you know, brought up Matthew over here. Really, you know, to me that this is what, you know, we say that this is what we want to hear. Yeah, rather than hear from a theoretical side, you know, how, because you can see it's more what Gary and the three of us asking you, how do you do this, you know? So then we understand that, okay, the, you know, the roots of it is the, you know, the technologies that you have. You know, you can have all the data when you have the system, where we don't have it. Yeah. So, but we cannot say that, you know, we cannot go back that you need to purchase this. But what can we do now, you know, to minimize it? So that's something that, you know, is great. But overall, that, you know, we enjoy the sessions. Yeah. We enjoy you know, being with you. That, you know, how serious you are. And he's trying to do something to show. I think one thing that you say, what can you bring back? What can we help you so that you can bring back and share with your, you know, your VPs?
Click on the button below to order your home study course now and book your free hour-long consultation with me.